Now let's move to our first and interesting conversation today. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council says Nigeria's non-oil export sector has recorded its strongest performance, yet, hitting an all-time high of $6.1 billion in 2025. That's a large amount, $6.1 billion. Now, beyond the figures, the data shows a widening global footprint, stronger value addition, and targeted support for women-led businesses as the country positions itself for even stronger growth in 2026. Uloma Oyemachi has that report.
Nigeria's drive to diversify its economy away from oil is beginning to show measurable results. NEPC says the country's non-oil exports climbed an all-time high of $6.1 billion, representing an 11.5% increase in 2025, with export volumes rising to over 8 million metric tons. It noted that Nigerian products were exported to 120 countries, reinforcing the sector's growing footprint in global trade. Additionally, goods like cocoa beans, urea, sesame seeds, among others, led the list of exports to even countries outside Africa.
The non-oil export sector rose. Export rose to approximately $6.1 billion. In volume terms, total non-oil exports stood at 8.02 metric tons.
Within Africa, Nigeria exported non-oil products to 36 countries, with Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire ranking among the top 20 global destinations, highlighting opportunities under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Is to present to you the non-oil.
A key milestone during the year was Nigeria's selection as a pilot beneficiary of the Women Exporters in Digital Economy Wide Fund, a global initiative supporting women-led export businesses. Out of more than 67,000 applications, 146 Nigerian women-owned businesses were selected and are now receiving training, mentoring, and grants of up to $30,000.
So in order to strengthen the capacity of women to be able to play competitively in the global market and enlist them on digital trade and e-commerce, the Women Exporters in Digital Economy Wide Fund, which was launched in Abu Dhabi in 2024 by Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, I'm glad to announce that Nigerian Export Promotion Council emerged of the 4 BSOs selected in the whole world to anchor this program.
Looking ahead to 2026, the Export Promotion Council says priorities will include curbing export rejections, expanding market access, and broadening participation for small and medium-scale exporters. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
My guest is the Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Mrs. Nonye Ayeni. She joins me live from our Abuja studios for this conversation. Good afternoon, ED. It's really good to have you on Business Nigeria.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Well, Nigeria's non-oil exports rose to an all-time high, $6.1 billion in 2025. Strongest performance in the sector since the establishment of the NEPC, nearly 5 decades. Tell us more about this and how excited are you and your team at the council?
Thank you very much. I would say that Nigerian Export Promotion Council, the management and all the staff were excited, but the whole country is excited to record a $6.1 billion. That's the highest ever in the history of the country for formally documented trade. And this is also beating our record of 2024, where we indeed recorded the highest ever as at then, which was $5.4 billion. But beyond that, we also improved in terms of the volume. We also increased to 8.02 metric tons. And that's not all the whole story. We also exported to 120 countries, and then we exported 281 distinct products and commodities to across the various countries of the world. And these are value-added. Some of them, 50% of it are value-added products, both manufactured goods. I think this is very exciting for the country, and this also brings in foreign exchange into the country, thereby helping to also stabilize the currency.
Indeed, I think I am excited about that aspect. We are seeing our currency gain more strength in recent times. But according to your submission at the press conference earlier this week, the $6.1 billion value reflects improved activities across several value chains, supported by expanding market access and increased product diversification. Tell us about some of the products that really performed so well this time.
Okay, I will speak about that. But before then, you know, this outstanding result, you cannot, we have to give credit to the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in terms of the administration's goal of deepening non-oil sector, and then helping us to focus well in terms of job creation and also poverty alleviation. So that has actually impacted on this. We also need to also give credit to our Honorable Minister, Dr. Jumoko Duwale, the Honorable Minister of Federal Industry, Trade and Investment. Then our exporters. I mean, we can't forget the exporters. Our exporters too have done us proud. Despite different challenges and headwinds, they are able to record this performance. And of course, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, we recorded so much. We did a lot in terms of capacity building the capacity of these exporters from the farm gate to market. Last year, we had 728 different programs and impacting over 96,000 participants. So that and all the working with the different stakeholders, as well as the development partners and other stakeholders, we're able to achieve that. So speaking to the products, we have different products. Like I said, we exported 281 products. We had cocoa coming on first, cocoa and cocoa derivatives. We also have, the next one was urea and fertilizer. Then we had cashew, then we have sesame, we had gold ore, we had copper ingot, aluminum ingot, we had soya beans, we have hibiscus, and the rest. There are different products going to different countries, going to even Africa, in Europe, Asia, and America.
Great stuff, I must say. And I know that there's a lot of work always going on at the NEPC. It's been a while. I've been monitoring activities as far back as the IATF one time in South Africa that I was able to join the team. Certification and rejection issues has been something that we used to talk about. Edie, what are you doing more around this, you know, to educate exporters to understand that this should not be happening again? I think there's a reduction, but how can we eliminate it totally?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like you rightly noted, there's been a massive reduction in terms of rejects and contract cancellations. Nigerian Export Promotion Council, in conjunction and in partnership with other stakeholders, we've done a lot. Everything starts with capacity building, education, changing the mindset of our people, telling them what they're supposed to do. So we did a lot of training programs in terms of good agricultural practices, good warehouse practices, and what they need to do, packaging, making sure their product meet the international standard, and all of those culminated to the massive reduction in rejects. But beyond that, there is a program we call STDF 845. It was launched 2 years ago by Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Under this STDF 845, we've done a lot working with ITC Geneva. We've worked with various stakeholders, all the relevant agencies, and we all work together, and we have trained. We are doing sensitization programs. We've done awareness training programs. We've done integrated pest management. And we've also had discussions and conferences with even some of these exporters, and all of those have led to the reduction. So a lot is happening. We're engaging, we're advocating, we are training, and we are connecting with other stakeholders and relevant agencies, and we'll continue to do that.
Now, this performance again underscores growing momentum in the country's diversification drive. away from crude oil dependence. Now, Edie, are we on track with diversification exercise across the board? I don't want it to be just for the optics. How are we moving in that direction?
Oh, you can see the non-oil export has recorded in the last 2 years consistent growth in terms of volume and value. And in terms of the market access, we've created market access. We've exported to 120 countries. In terms of products, we are increasing. In fact, in 2024, we had just 246 products. But in 2025, we have 281 distinct products. So that speaks to the diversification. Then we also, in 2024, the value of the percentage of value-added products was 48%. In 2025, it's grown to 50.8%. That is diversification in all ramifications. So the Renew Hope agenda, in terms of diversifying the economy away from oil, is actually yielding results. And you're seeing our products in all the countries. It's not just about the number of countries, it's also about the volume going to these countries.
So okay, I think I saw in that report that we've increased numbers, we've increased value and all of that. But if we are to look ahead, what more are we going to do? Because I know that a lot of persons still want to get into, the export value chain. But what do they need to do so that we can have more exporters? The AFCFTA is still there that we are yet to take full advantage of.
Okay, I will answer this question in so many ways.
Go ahead, ma'am.
First of all, in terms of what we need to do to improve the standard or the reduce or reject, I'm also proud to say that Nigerian Export Promotion Council in 2025, we did international certification for 210 exporters, 100% bankrolled and paid for by NEPC. And that has also helped these exporters to be able to meet international standard and quality, and it's also been able to help them to enter niche market. Some of them are now exporting to countries that they were not exporting to before. For instance, we did certification on halal, we did on FDA, we did on ISO 2200, so they're able to enter into the niche market. Then again, remember, there's something else I'd like to talk about. It's not just about just speaking. For Nigerian Export Promotion Council, for the first time in the history of the country, we started the Export Production Cluster in Kebbi. And this came out of the trade mission we undertook to Turkey under the STDF 845 with ITC Geneva. So we found out that Nigerian sesame in Turkey reduced to 3%. And why is it? Because of standard and quality. So we came back, working with the stakeholders, we've addressed the issue of those qualities through sensitization and awareness and capacity building that I spoke about. But we said we won't stop there. We're going to teach Nigerians what to do to scale up production, increase jobs, and also to be able to empower our farmers. So in conjunction with farmers, in partnership with FACAN and the Farmers Association in Kebbi, we now got 250 farmers. And with Nigerian Export Promotion Council paid for, we planted, we harvested, we grew, and we've harvested, and we willowed. And we now picked the largest exporter of sesame to help us to take this and export it to Turkey. And with this, we have done something that we have shown. It's not just about the volume that is produced, it's also about showing Nigeria what we should do to increase production and also to keep to standard. And then we're also using this opportunity, we are calling all the state governments. If we can do it in Kebbi, we can do it in all the states. And you can imagine those 250 farmers are under our purview. We've empowered them in line with Renew Hope agenda. Some of them, we've empowered them, and we can replicate this across the various states. So there are a lot to be done. The women also, we talked about wide in your introductory speech. So there are a lot to be done. But one thing I can say, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council remains committed to doing more. And I'm sure You also know what we did in IATF 2025. Nigerian Export Promotion Council, in collaboration with NEPC, with BOI and Smithon, we took 75 exporters to Algiers. And there we earned our pavilion was awarded the giving award for the best pavilion for doing business. So we've taken our exporters to different clients. And so we are expanding the export value. Apart from expanding the export value chain, we're expanding the export ecosystem. So we have registered in our council almost 40,000. And therefore, we are training them. A lot of them are now beginning to come into the export value chain. And before I hang up on this, it's also important that we are focusing on digital trade, because we believe that digital trade is very transformative. So what we did during the course of the year is to get some of these exporters to be able to enlist them on the e-commerce. So we work with Jumia and DHL, and we are proud to also say that we've enlisted about 70 exporters on Jumia. That's the local e-commerce trading platform. So we're expanding the pie. We're expanding the universe. We are getting a lot of people to come into that ecosystem. And we are also training them on export mentorship, on export readiness. So if you're not doing anything and you're ready, we will train you on export readiness, then we'll take you on to mentorship, then we'll now guide you through packaging. We connect you to even large exporters. So you're able to, so the universe is increasing. A lot of SMEs are coming in, the women, the youth. So it's increased, and that has also culminated to this increase in volume and value of non-oil export in 2025.
Great stuff. Edie, you cautioned that the impressive figures did not fully capture the country's export potentials. I think you touched on that also earlier, but noting that a significant volume of trade still occurs informally across Nigeria's land and borders. Now, what are you doing as a council also to make sure that we bring everybody, just like the taxmen are trying to bring everybody into the tax net? What are you doing at NEPC to bring all the exporters into the NEPC's net?
Great. You know, you can't say everything you're doing at a go, but it's good you're asking the question. You're very right. The volume of export that has grown consistently is just not the whole story. We all know that we have in our borders, a lot of goods are going out across our borders undocumented. There are some going out in Kebbi, some in Oro in the south, some Kebbi in the north, that's Sami and Kamba in the north. You have Idioro and Shaki and Trade Fair in the west. So we realized that. And so what we did, we engaged the major players in this area, these various corridors. And we had discussions with them. We had meetings with them. And they really want to document. And one of the things they mentioned, they said they cannot export in CFA, for instance, and then open NXP in dollars. And if they have to convert two currencies before they get to Naira, they lose money. So we, at the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, we wrote to Central Bank of Nigeria. That was about a year ago. And we made our report and went and they granted us audience. And we made a presentation. And Central Bank Governor, working with, that's the Deputy Central Bank Governor, also they gave us, they acceded to our request. And they now included CFA as one of the currencies that you can repatriate your export proceed. However, they are in the process of informing the banks, and so that we can conclude that. But beyond that, figures, exports going from different corridors are not documented. So we now decided we need to partner. So we went to Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, and we had a discussion, we had a series of meetings, and I'm proud to say that we signed an MOU, and together, Nigerian Export Promotion Council and the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, we've moved to various areas, and we are now collecting data moving forward. So with time, as we progress, we're able to see this information come into the export figures, And beyond that, we're also going to see some of these are exporters because they're already registered. They begin to document their trade and they begin to do things the right way. These are some of the things that we're doing, and we're also training them as we move on so they can understand that if you document your trade, you actually save cost. You save cost and the government is able to help you. We can certify you, add international certification, and also open you up to market access. So a lot of them are beginning to join us. They are beginning to do the right thing. So we'll continue that way. And I believe as we progress this year, we'll record very impressive results in that regard.
Let's see if we'll hit $10 billion this year. It's possible. Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Ms. Nonye Ayeni. We will hope to have you in again sometime soon to, do some evaluation and analysis of what's going on at the council. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Olu. Nice to meet you.